Welcome back, everyone, to another Friday live stream in Euro Truck Simulator 2. We are going to continue on with the All Europe Challenge. But first, I just want to say I'm glad to be back with you guys. The last 2-3 weeks have been insane and crazy. And for those who didn't see the message, I will not be streaming tomorrow, as I will be doing the work tomorrow that we were going to do last Saturday, but ran into a roadblock at the beginning of that. So it's been crazy. Anyway, we're going to get back to the challenge, and then we are getting back to the challenge. I will tell you that so the last stream that I did for the challenge, I did the first. Well, in the first stream, I did Frankfurt to Greece. And then in the next stream, I do believe I did Greece to Hungary. And then I found a load to Italy. Now, I drove that load to Italy and the next load from Italy to Kosovo offline because I needed to drive and I wasn't getting anything done. And I just didn't have the energy in me to record anything. So I'm like, well, I'm watching all the other folks in the VTC getting all these runs done, and I feel like I'm falling behind. So I thought, okay, it's time to get busy. So I did Hungary to Italy, Italy to Kosovo, and now we're in Prishtinë, Kosovo, and we're going to take this load up to Latvia, and it's going to be a bit of a run. But first, let's see who's here early and on time. We've got Mikey Doucette is here. Drive is here. Lobo 1G is here. Dirk is here. Going through here. Nightbot is here, so watch your P's and Q's. Turn off that caps lock key and don't spit out too many emojis or Nightbot will get you. Bamf and Jaffo are here. Sunny is here. Yeah, speaking of busy, Drive's been pretty busy too. Crazy, but he's busy consistently. Let's see, Vigner is here, and we'll be back soon. Okay, Tazimified is here. Hey, Taz, man, I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. It feels like. Lowrider is here. Through here, JJ Man is here. Yeah, I cried on JJ's shoulder a little bit last night in one of the voice channels in the Discord about all the drama I was dealing with at the job, dealing with non-technical people for a technical thing, and it was very frustrating. John 67 is here. I guess his mind is blown. What's going on there, John? Or are you just playing with emojis? You're gonna get Nightbot's gonna get you if you're not careful. And Vigner is working on North Macedonia to Norway. Yeah, there are quite a few people that are way out there as far as completing this challenge goes. Okay, so another thing. Oh. Drive has been a dry van hauler for 46 months. Another 2 months, and that will be 4 years. You're right about that. Before we get going, I want to mention I'm going to do the runners-up drawing for the BTC for July. So we've got a few people, mostly American truck drivers. So, but we'll get to that later. And yeah, by the way, I'm going to jump into the game here and if it comes up. Oh, you can't see it. Shoot. I thought it would be visible. So I'm testing a new overlay, which I thought was going to be visible on the stream. And it is a an overlay. Let me go back into camera mode. It is an overlay that monitors Trucksbook, and it's supposed to let you know when something is not working right. So it doesn't fix any problems. It just says, hey, there's a problem before you make your delivery. So I'll be monitoring that. I've never personally had that issue. A lot of our drivers have had a problem with Trucksbook where it stops tracking their load midway through. I've never had that problem that I can recall, but I am testing an app that is supposed to monitor it. I have been working with the mod, or the developer of that app, and found a few bugs for him, and those bugs have been fixed and a new update came out. I just got the update. Banff, I'm having a hard time finding a job from Luxembourg to Montenegro. You don't say. You're having trouble finding a load out of one of the bottleneck countries? Yeah. So there's 3 main bottlenecks. Italy to Kosovo, Kosovo to Latvia, Lithuania to Luxembourg, and Luxembourg to North Macedonia or Montenegro. Yeah. By the way, I should mention that this particular load I found right away as soon as I looked, and I was amazed. This is a freight market load. That's not my trailer. I was amazed when I went onto the load board. Well, actually, yeah, I went onto the load board. I'm like, there's a load to Latvia. Sure enough, and we're going to Ventspils from Prishtinë. So, you can probably see in my trucky overlay there. So let me just check one thing real quick, because I thought I had this set. To show overlays. I don't want to spend too much time on this. This is actually a very long run, so I want to get going. Okay, guess I can't really. Too much when I'm actually streaming. Okay, so onward. Well, I was hoping you'd be able to see this overlay. Right now, it's giving me an error for Trucksbook. So I'm gonna actually check Trucksbook. Azimuthfied has done something I haven't seen over here yet. Yeah, Trucksbook is running, and it is tracking this job, so I don't know what's going on with that. Willie is here. Willie, are you sitting out on the stoop drinking a Corona again? Banff. 1 year, I actually wound up sleeping again and again and again for like 3 weeks before I found a load. So, if that gives you any idea. I only had one bottleneck, and it was Luxembourg to Montenegro. Yep. 1,500 kilometers, says Sonny. Not this run. This run is 2088. Oh, this is heavy. Really? Is it this heavy? Backhoe loader, 8 tons. What's up with that? It's got steering axles on the back, so it'll swing. Whoops, I just hit that steel. That's a little damage. You know what? I'm going to do something here because this thing is not working right. I am going to shut it down, relaunch it, and see what it does. Okay, now it's working. And I'll get to doing the shout outs as I have red lights to stop at. And I tell you what, when I was working on setting up this live stream last night, I was kind of amazed. It's like I kept forgetting how to do everything. Isabella Hagloff. There it is. Bedrock, Bill Welburn, Rob Strecker, aka Lurch, Nicholas Triple XN, Susan Arthur, Captain Minnesota. And I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this 8-ton load. Certainly have enough horsepower. Ricochet is here. My truck is always fully repaired. The only issue, well, except for the damage I just did, the only thing I have is tire wear, other than the little dent I just put in the right front fender. Dobbs is here. As he said he would be. On behind on chat, I can see. So, Tasmified, 42 months of flatbedder. Nice. 2.5 years in for me. Wait, what? No, that's not right. 3.5. Okay, he caught himself. His math ain't math, and now I understand what that's about. JJ says was on a run earlier, and I had a pop-up come on my computer for virus protection, and I lost control and got damage to the load. Yep. I recommend you disable all of that stuff. It's bad enough when Windows does it. For other things. Tony says, I learned how to get the message that says something like, your truck is not in perfect condition at weigh stations. I repaired all damage and not choose recommended. Insurance paid us some of it. Yeah, it'll also replace your tires. I mean, even if you've got 3% wear on your tires, you'll get that message. I ignore the message. Well, usually I talk back to him. I'm like, So that message is not realistic. Well, the fact that they're reporting tire wear as damage is insane. Willie says no. I assume that means to my question of is he sitting out on the stoop having a Corona? Oh my God! Bam! 3 coffees. Thank you guys. I forgot to mention I'm drinking some of my sun tea because I've already had my coffee for the day. In fact, I'm out of coffee. I have to go to the store. Well, thank you for that. I will put that to good use. I guarantee it. Just trying to find the time. Definitely need to get there today. I gotta work tomorrow. I need coffee to work. Oh yeah, you can remove the message. You can, but then you miss out on other messages. And there's Rick Rashid. Rick, I still haven't fired up that fishing game yet. I just haven't had time. Besides, I was kind of hoping to do it whenever you or Wiz was around. Pull in for a vehicle inspection. I assume that's straight ahead. Nope. You may proceed. How nice. Welcome to Serbia. Ended up replacing the tires to help remove your vehicle's unperfect condition. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that'll do it. But it's really a waste of money until you get enough wear on them. It's just going to keep happening. Thank you, Mikey. 210 bucks isn't breaking anyone in the game. That's true. Oh, I'm speeding. Some of the damage is a bug I've noticed, at least when it comes to toll gates. Yeah, it could be coincidental that you just happen to get a little tire wear there. But the fact that the game is reporting tire wear as damage, it is a known bug that I hope that SCS will resolve in the next update. I reported it not long after 1.60 came out, and they gave it a bug report number. So that's good. Progress anyway. Tea, good for the heat. Yeah, it's pretty hot here. I mean, it's not as bad yesterday and today, as we've had storms rolling through, which is unusual for here. Well, not really. It is monsoon season, July, August. That's when Las Vegas, or this whole area, gets most of its rain. Hey, no merch plug driver. No, where's the mug? I left it in the kitchen. Dirk, South Dakota is coming out real soon. September, October, that time frame, I think. Vigner is better, usually better place to answer that question. It's usually who I ask anyway. When a traffic car gets in my blind spot, I can't see them switching lanes. Yeah, they're really annoying. Oh yeah, I didn't think about the insulated tumbler for my tea. It's just that these beer glasses, I keep these in the freezer. So I have frosty beer glasses when I want to have, well, I don't drink beer very often, but, you know, I like it in one of these. I've been using it for my tea, though. Of course, cold tea. It's iced tea. You can't have hot iced tea. Of course, there's also a phenomenon called iced coffee. That's not appetizing to me at all. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't show you the map. So we picked up this load in Prishtinë at this place, Cellar, and we're taking it up. Where are we crossing to Serbia? I guess right here, huh? We're taking it north. Oh, well, I already got a stop mapped out. We're going up here to northwest Latvia. That's our route. We still have 2,000 kilometers to go. Tea is good. It's quite delicious and even more refreshing with a bit of lemon. Yeah, I wish I had some lemon. That would be awesome. I don't put sugar in my tea or anything else for that matter. Your affiliate links for the UK boomer. I can feel a spend coming on. Are you talking about my Amazon links? Yes, they do. At least they should. I signed up for a international program, so they should work. Thanks for asking. When the gameplay video is out, it's about 1 month away from release. Okay. And we just did have that. All right. Hey, Ken Barrett is here. Hot sweet mint tea. Had it in Morocco. Very refreshing. That actually sounds good. I can take tea hot or cold. Let's see. All right. Back to driving. Right now, the truckee overlay is telling me we're going to finish this load at about the 2-hour mark, which means it'll be later than that. Sorry, dude. Had to get over it. Okay, this guy is going too slow. But now I'm stuck. Oh, Sonny, that sounds good. White chocolate caramel cappuccino. Oh, that's good. Or sounds good anyway. By the way, for those of you who drive American truck and are into paid mods, the Alaska map mod just had an update. And I hopped in there to check it out before this. I didn't really notice anything. I mean, there's a new city way up north. I wasn't able to get to it yet. So if I get a chance this weekend or Monday or whatever, I'll try to make a video of that. Matthew Roth is here. Dark roast coffee with splash of milk. I could take that without the milk. I like dark coffee. Ooh. Thank you, Drive. Yes, by all means, hit that like. And in the description below, you will see a link to our website that goes to the article that talks about the challenge. If you want to run it on your own, or you're just interested in more information about it. So this would be leg 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Nick is here. What's your options of the opinion of the Atlas feature? I watched actually watched a couple of videos about it today. And I am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to getting into a vehicle. I'll probably get pickup truck or whatever it is, the Ford, and tooling around and seeing the countryside like I wish that I would have done 100 times when I was out driving for reals. Well, Sonny, that's just my driving. I lose sight of what I'm doing. It's just like when you're driving for real. You got a kid in the back seat you got to get after, and you look over your shoulder when you come back, you're veering into the next lane or a guardrail. Geez, what's going on here, guys? Pilot is here. But he's not supposed to be here. I don't know that. I don't know if that's the case, Pilot. Maybe it is. I guess it depends on how they integrate it. I would like it to be on the same map and be able to do it within a profile that I choose. But we will see. Well, Nick, I understand your pain. I don't now. I'm indoors with air conditioning. But I have worked in some super hot and muggy warehouses along the Gulf Coast back in the day. That was not pleasant. Oh, no. You know what? I need to fix something, or at least look at something. Shoot. It's not going to work. I'm looking at the overlay up. You can't see it, but the overlay is right here. It's just a square. And it's telling me it doesn't know where I'm going. Oh, well, I'll just have to ignore it. I wanted to get a screenshot of it. Oh, I know. I can go into photo mode. That's it. Hopefully that will capture. I want to send it to the developer and let him know that it's not tracking my load. It was earlier. Oh, speeding. Not just speeding, I was getting close to race miles. All my alerts were going off. I've got at least 2. Actually, there's one built into this overlay, this app. So I've got 3. if it's working. It is at least tracking my speed. You're not failing it, Nick. There are some people who haven't even started yet, or have only got 1 or 2 jobs done. I've only got 3 done. Pilot got race miles last night. Shame on the mess. Yeah, that would be enough to get me to hang it up for the day. Maybe even a couple. I am still, after 5 years, I still have not got race miles in either game so far. Come close a few times. That's why I use alerts. If I didn't have those alerts to go off in my headphones, I'd have hit race miles several times by now. Poland to Portugal. Yeah, that's one of the longer runs in the game. Well, North Macedonia to Norway, if you go all the way up to Honningsvåg. That's really a long one. So did you run it all the way in, Pilot? You don't need the Truckee overlay on to have alerts. That's just built into the Truckee app. Got it. There it goes again, beep. And my alert's going off at 95. I need to use my cruise control. Then that won't happen. I have my cruise control set to 85. So if it hits 90, it'll turn on the retarder, which should keep me from going even up to 95. See ya, pilot. Nick, I do have a steering wheel and it's set to 900 because that's what it's a Logitech, and 900 is the correct setting for it. Ooh, but then you run into problems like that. Sneaking up on these guys because they're going slow for no good reason. The motor on that boat made it look like there was somebody behind the boat pushing it. Somebody with a red shirt. All right, coming up on a border crossing. Well, if you're gonna get over, get over. Don't dilly-dally. By the way, I posted on the community tab of my YouTube channel about not streaming tomorrow, but I included a couple of screenshots from the website project I'm working on, a before and after. You really can't tell much by looking at those images, but there's a lot different from the old one to the new one. Oh yeah, I don't use the Moza. I use the Logitech. The Moza is 1800, from what I understand. Omega Trucking, Trucker Kitty, Norwegian Trucker Nicholas, Big Al 2424, Tasmified, Lobo 1G, I don't know, Nick, how to compare that to a real truck. Hungary? I thought it was Hungary. I don't remember that being on the schedule. Whoa. Well, JJ, don't pull any triggers until we have a chance to talk again. Yes, it does, Nick. But I would imagine the Moza probably would too at 1800. It just depends. They're different systems. I really don't know anything about the Moza, but it is a steering wheel system. One rotation is 360 degrees. Count the number of rotations, then you have it. Right, so a 900 would be 2.5, right? Yeah, about that. I would guess based on that the Logitech may be a little tighter. Not physically with the force feedback stuff, but you get more movement with less turn than with the Moza. I'm just guessing. I don't really know enough about it. I don't know, Sonny. I don't remember. I know that using this Logitech steering wheel feels like it did in my truck, except that the wheel is physically smaller. Yes, get that new monitor. Okay, Nick, I think I understand now. We got 14 kilometers to get to our arrest break. There it is. It's just appearing on the mini map. Five minutes away, but I still have over 2 hours on the clock. Trailer damage? I didn't hit anything. Okay, let's see. We've got 52 hours remaining. 23 hours of driving. So let's see, 1 a.m. Let's bump it out a little bit. Yeah, you're right, pilot. Let's see. Adam Buser is here. P680, according to the interwebs, is 4 to 4.5 turns lock to lock, which is 1440 to 1320 degrees. Okay. To massage? Is that what that is? Sargel. Welcome to the stream anyway. 8-ton load with trailer iOS, not regular 5-ton, but more likely 11-ton one. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. It feels heavier than it says that it is. And while I'm here, I am going to pause the game and I'm going to shut down my widget again, or my app. See if I can get it to recognize my load. Nope. Hopefully that took. That did. Okay. Let's see. AJ says the load I'm on, I bounced off both guardrails at 60 miles an hour, went over the middle barrier into the other lanes and never got cargo damage. Later, I barely hit the guardrail at 20 miles per hour and got it. No telling what the deal is. Phantom 6767, Wim 55, Matt Van S. Yeah, Nick, normally my understanding is you set it in game to match what the steering wheel is. But so set it to 900 in the game and let us know how that works out for you. Trucker King 2010, Carlin, David Long, aka Shorty, Wolf Tank 71. Okay, let's get back to it. Love me some lights. When I turned into that parking spot, I was thinking that maybe I got trailer damage because the trailer likes to swing, and I forget that. That's why I looked outside, and it did not look like there was any cause for that damage. Hey, this is awkward. What are the chances I'll get some damage on this one? Amazing. Oh, I got to set up a new sleep trigger thing. Let's go out about 9 hours. 9 hours. That's too much. Ooh, look, there's a sleep place. You know, I remember this particular run. Oh, yeah, because it runs up Eastern Hungary, Eastern Poland. Let's see. You think they have fixed the trailer damage bug in one? I don't know, Nick. We'll find out. I hope they get it fixed in 1.61. Hello, Mrs. Drive. Tires be replaced if damaged, not waste of money, but waste fuel and get dangerous in hill breaker. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, I'm not paying attention and my alarms are going off over here. I got up to like 95, 96. I was distracted by Mrs. Drive. Pest. Isn't that half of Budapest? You know, I don't normally drive at night, but sometimes you just gotta do it. Oh. Ooh, got a turn coming up. Casper is here. Welcome to the stream. Did I not launch the overlay? I swore I did. Well, I'm not going to disrupt the stream again for that, since it's not working correctly. You know, Well, I guess it'll come later, but I seem to recall there being more of a back road experience. Maybe that's coming yet. But I am running in Pro Mods, so that might impact the type of roads I'm on. Just a reminder, if I remember, I'll be doing the runners-up drawing for July at the conclusion of this run. Well, the sun is coming up. Ah, we are headed east. I was confused by that. BP is everywhere? Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know how accurate that is. Yeah, drive, I would have to say it is a nice sunrise. That is one nice thing about starting super early. See if I get a good picture here. Yeah, I can hardly see the truck and trailer. Ah. The one thing that I recall from all the times we've done this challenge, Kosovo to Latvia, it runs up the easternmost roads in the base game, in the map. Not base game, but the game without pro mods. And we look at it. What's this? Oh. You look at the map. So this is Ukraine over here, and that's strictly pro mods. So we normally run up along one of these two motorways. I thought it was this one. 17. Anyway, I recall running through a lot of small towns, or a few anyway. This is interesting. I've never been over here. I'll do that at some point. Get along, little doggy. Get over there. Don't dilly-dally. Yeah, this is what I recall. Two-lane highway or road. I meant to go inside. You're right, Drive. It is a nice drive. Look, we're going to cross out of Hungary, not into Poland, but into, is this Czech Republic? Slovakia. I never get that right. Osage. Yeah, let's go this way. Color up that stretch. Jeez. They have a stop sign? Trucking Through Video, also known as JJ Man. Thank you, Sonny, but some of us have to work tomorrow. And that's only because my client doesn't want his existing website to be down on a weekday. So I have to do the transition on the weekend. Whoa, what's going on here? Okay, I think I did hit something that time because I saw the trailer jump in the mirror. Yeah, Sonny, it's been like that for a while. That was a change that SCS did to try and fix some AI traffic issues, especially at border crossings and toll booths. If you're coming out of the toll booth on the far right side and you're going to merge over, in the before, the AI cars coming out of the other slots would just run right up and not let you merge. And if you were already merging, they'd just slam right into you. Like they couldn't even see you. So they fixed that and it created a new issue. Go figure. So now they wait and yield no matter what, and sometimes it's annoying. Well, Mikey, I'm here with you guys, so my day's going pretty good. Although I feel like I need a nap. I like how they have these World War II monuments. That's a T-34, I think, and we passed an airplane. That was it. They're both Soviet era pieces of equipment from World War II. Okay, now we're coming up on Poland. Wheelchair Gamer is here. Ah. Yeah, these are the back roads I remember. .70 km/h speed limit. Still 70. Oh, there's that church bell. This isn't tight at all. Well, wheelchair, you can only do what you can do. Nick, David H74, RD04 Dave, Douglas Williams, JC Drives, and there's a green light. But yeah, what Vigner said. School has priority. Ooh. What's a traffic light? I can stay in this lane. Really? I don't trust you. Oh, Vigner, that's a lot. What river is this? Is this the Danube? Nope. Whoa. Just trying to read that sign. Started with a W, whatever it is. We are coming up on our brake stop. Right up the road. Right on time. So, when they have KFC. I don't know if I may have a little trouble getting out of there. I'm going to go down to that fuel station instead. And I might as well get fuel while I'm here. Yeah, this is a better choice. Oh, looks like Whistler River. Yeah, I I don't know if that's correct, but just at the split second glance I got, that looks right. Love how that trailer just swings. That took a lot of getting used to. Okay, let's see. Well, no matter what, we're going to be driving at night. So what's the remaining distance? 14 hours of driving time. We'll just go to do the 9 hours. Google says Vistula. It is a river in Poland, and the bridge looks the same. Okay. Well, so there's just a spelling difference. That makes sense. Uh, so, okay, so it was back here somewhere. Yeah, so Vistula. I'm pretty sure that runs through Poland. All right, let me see if this thing is. There it is. Why was it hiding? It is still not showing my run, so I'm shutting it down. Okay. So, the route was, I think, to go up here. You do that? This is all gray to me. Anyway, let's go out about 9 hours. Oop, hidden road. I've been there. Here we go. Couple of options. Ooh, look at that. That could be interesting. We'll just do that. I've still got some shout outs to do. Pancake Man. Ken Beard, Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, Road Trip Nerd. We'll do some more in a little bit. Nice underglow. Yep, that thermal craft would have kept it cooler longer. Shame on the mess. I wasn't thinking. I guess it's a tumbler, huh? Thermal tumbler. Oh, Google. Yeah, okay, I already read that. Well, I'm familiar with the name Vistula for a river. Ken Maselman, Osiris, 9216, Hunter Toller, John Whitehall, Trucker John, Googly, I can't even. Hi, are you using a mod to improve the graphics for the DLC going east? It's got nothing to do with the DLC, but yes, I'm using the graphics mod. Ultimate Graphics. All my mods are in the description below. Welcome to the stream. Googly. We're just going to go with that. Muhammad Helmi, Jaffo 729, Megatron Decepticon, Banff 2020, Dan Lind. I could use the cruise control so I don't speed. Reminds me, JJ, I was kind of whining up yesterday about the drama with getting past the roadblock for this project I'm working on. I forgot to mention that the first 2 hours of my day I had no internet. That was frustrating. I at least could look stuff up on my phone, but the data plan on my phone is not so great. Well, maybe it's just the data reception. I don't know. I muddled through, but I couldn't do a lot of the work. I couldn't do any work, actually. And I don't like to do emailing on my phone. Not when I have to type something technical, anyway. Oh, question: if been watching your Euro Truck Simulator video. My question: how do we manage roads if it's tighter than USAA? Asking because I might pick ETS when ATS and ETS consoles whenever it comes out. You just adapt to the narrower roads. If you think this is bad, wait till you get to the islands in Greece. That's crazy. Oh, the speed limit's 80 here. Yay, 80. You're right, drive. This is a nice drive. I was going to do this drive solo, offline, but I had too many work-related things to deal with. But I was itching to get back to doing the drive, and then I was going to do the next leg in today's live stream. I just couldn't get to it. I had plans to. I have an audiobook that I'm listening to, and I was just going to fire that up and just drive, because it's about a 2-hour drive. Somebody there, and it's a cop. Wait, I should be able to stay in this lane. Oh, I got to get over. Got a left turn coming up. See, I could hear that out of my ear. It sounded like there was a vehicle next to me, but I didn't see him in my mirror until it was almost too late. Airplane coming in for a landing. The reason why European roads are tight, small, is because it's a lot older than the road system in the United States. And quite frankly, there are some places like this in the northeastern US for the same reason. The roads over here have existed in one form or another. Jeez, why did you get over when you knew I was coming? The roads over here have existed in one form or another for hundreds of years. And until sometime during the last century, the vehicles that traveled on those roads were much smaller. Think horse and carriage or horse and wagon. Much smaller. Plus everything, there's just less space over here in Europe. But mostly it's just older. When in the US, eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, southern New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, those areas, they're tight. Not so much Massachusetts, but New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania, very tight. I've had some tough things to negotiate driving in Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania, because the roads were just not designed initially for big trucks. I mean, some of those roads go back 200 years or more. I don't remember if it was, I think it was Pennsylvania. There was a back road that I was on, like some of the ones that I've been on during this trip. And the road had to maneuver its way through some property and trees and this and that. But also there was a structure. I think it was either a shack or a small home, where part of the foundation, the corner of the foundation, was actually sticking right out to the edge of the road, and it was actually elevated a little bit from the roadway. So if you weren't careful, if you're on that side, you could actually hit that foundation or the building structure. It's crazy, but that's the way it is. So motorways like this are actually, these more modern motorways, they have more room than some of the back roads that we've been on. And we'll be on again, I imagine. We still have over 660 kilometers. Oh. Dang it. I didn't see the speed change until it was too late. I had just seen the speed limit sign just before that cop nailed me. I remember from when I lived in Frankfurt and I had to get on the Autobahn a number of times to go different places, either out to the airport or further. I mean, I had other places I had to go sometimes. And it was an awful lot like driving on the interstate freeway back in the US. And then you get off the Autobahn and you take the secondary roads, and it was an awful lot like driving on secondary roads in the US. So Germany was a lot like driving in the US. Eastern Europe and Greece, especially, are different. Turkey is different. Every country early on, they developed their own systems, their own standards. Even in the US, we had different standards, you know, back in at least up until the 30s. And each state still has their own standards in the US. But more and more they mimic federal standards or follow federal standards. They have to for the interstates. So the states have to follow the federal standards for the interstate highway system because a lot of the funding comes from the federal government. Same thing with the US highways. But the state highways and county roads and things like that, the state determines the standards for those. So in Europe, I get the feeling that they are over time evolving to a consistent standard, at least within the EU. Sure that folks that live over here can confirm or deny that. It's just my perception, just from driving in the game. Must be going downhill a little bit or something, because my retarders had to kick in. And it kicks in at 85, and I have my cruise control set to 80 to match the speed limit. The horizon is beginning to light up. It's after 3:30 in the morning. I'm sure that somebody who knows much more about road and highway development over the last century could explain that better than me. But that's just my take on it. Okay, we're coming up to a border crossing. Looks like we're going to be leaving Poland and entering Lithuania. We don't have to stop. Since it is an interior border crossing. Much like crossing from Kansas into Nebraska. Here comes our stop. Yeah, I'm confused. Where are we going? Hey, that guy hit me. That's why I got trailer damage. This is kind of crazy. I've never been here before. I'm just going to pull across a few lanes. Because why not? Right? See you, Mikey. Hey, there's Trucker John. So we've got, what does it say? Let's say we are in Lithuania. And we're going up here. I think AH did drop the road network in Germany. Well, I don't think he did that personally, but rather he endorsed the plan. I heard something recently that the Audubon system was originally envisioned before he came to power. And so it was still in development, and he saw the value of it and promoted it or insisted on it, whatever. Besides, it was a good works program. That was one of the things they did, works programs, to get people back to work. That's what politicians do, or try to do, or say they're going to do. So, anywho, but yeah, he was a big proponent of it. And then when Eisenhower was in Europe during the war and he saw it, he saw the value in it and pushed forward in the U.S. a similar system. And that's basically how we got in the U.S., how we got our interstate highway system, which was better than the U.S. highway system. Okay, did I sleep yet? I forget. I did not. So let's do that. Do some more shout outs. Elvin Savior Gaming. Mati, Rachel Emma, Anubis, Dark Falcon, Chicken Parmesan. Now I want some of that. Sting O, Tales from the Dark Side, and Official Deerfire. Whatever that is. All right, let's see if we can get out of here without tearing anything up. I believe that's what I just said, Bigner. But maybe you were already typing that when I was saying it. Ooh, this looks bad. Yep, there goes the sign. Ooh, I can't play the sound. I'm not in a voice channel. I forgot to go into a voice channel. I can remedy that. Where's the Discord at? There it is. There we go. Shame on the mess. Well, it's interesting. There's another area over there that I don't know how to get to. Okay, I think I'm going to prefer not to come back here with such a lengthy trailer. For some reason I thought that sound effect wouldn't work in here. Whoops. There's no way you could have avoided that sign, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I don't see how I could have avoided it without going a different way. Am I supposed to go that way? No. Sure, why don't you go first? Let's see. And what I've seen from Berlin personally is beautiful, including the old parts of Berlin. Did I miss something? Well, something that I learned, I don't know if this is what you're referring to, but when I lived in Frankfurt, one of the things that somebody told me while I was there, and it appeared obvious to me, that all of the areas that got bombed during the war now had these modern skyscrapers towering above the city. That made a lot of sense. The crazy thing is, while downtown Frankfurt had all new buildings with a few exceptions, across the Main River in what's an area known as Sachsenhausen, a suburb of Frankfurt, it was still all the old stuff. So it didn't get bombed during the war, apparently. But the area near downtown, well, there were rail marshalling yards. I assume there was other targets there. And, of course, Berlin was devastated. It's all been rebuilt with all new stuff. Especially beginning in the 1950s. There's a lot of newer stuff from the 60s and 70s. And I'm sure newer still. You know, one of the things that's really kind of a shock for folks in the US is the, you know, construction crews and other things. They keep finding unexploded ordnance, you know, bombs that didn't explode during the war. Not, you know, in Germany and in London and other places in the UK. That just isn't a thing in the US for the most part. At most, they find old cannonballs from the Civil War or even further back. Although, to be fair, there's at least one nuclear bomb they still haven't found in one of the swamp in either South Carolina or North Carolina for a nuclear bomber that went down, or yeah, I think it went down. It had to drop its payload. They never did find that bomb, according to what I understand. So there's that. Hope that never goes off. Ozdek is here. And Lurch is here. You're one leg ahead of me, Boomer. I'll be doing the leg to Kosovo tomorrow. Good deal. Last week, I didn't even hear about that in the news. I mean, I've heard of unexploded bombs in England that get found periodically. I didn't know there was one as recently as last week. So was that a controlled detonation, or did it just boom out of the blue? Most of the time when I hear about them in the UK especially, if it's deemed unsafe to move them, then they actually will blow them up in situ, as they say. Right there where they lie. I've seen video of that. It's pretty impressive. Controlled detonation. Had to close the road nearby to deal with it. I'm not surprised. But they piled up a lot of sandbags and stuff. Things to absorb the blast. Maybe put some kind of protection stuff over windows of buildings that face the area. I don't know how they do all that, but I've heard something to that effect. There's a British historian YouTube channel that I watch a lot. He has a video out almost every day, and he's covered this. I find it both fascinating and frightening. I mean, there was sometime in the last few months, there was an unexploded bomb discovered during construction in, I don't remember where in Germany, but somewhere. You know, it's one thing to be doing a construction project and you discover ancient Roman ruins, you know, in southern England or somewhere in France or Germany. It's another thing entirely to dig up an old bomb that hadn't exploded yet. Hope this is the right way. Yeah, Vigner, I've heard of that too, but not around Iceland. But I guess I'm not surprised. I want to look at that. Visit service immediately. Immediately. Thank you. I was going to read that first, but okay, cool. I'm glad someone got it. I was watching a documentary on TV about World War II, and there was a farmer in France that had stockpiled all the ordnance he had found in his fields over the years. Caused a bit of concern. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of that one part of Hot Fuzz where the old farmer, it was really hard to understand. And he had a shotgun, and the constable asked him, do you have a permit for that? I do for this one. Like, what? And then he went and showed him all the stuff, and it turned out he had one of them old sea mines sitting out in the field or something. So kind of funny. I mean, frightening, but funny. When those mines come up with the fish in the trawl from the trawlers, they're brought to land when CG bomb squad takes over and move it to safe location and detonate it. Is that Coast Guard? CG? Oop, speed limit's back up to 90. And it's back down to 70. Plane's closing. Ending, excuse me. Let's see. It's mostly in the ocean between UK and Iceland. Yeah, mines are a real problem long after wars are over. Sea mines, land mines. I know that in the US military and probably NATO in general, we make, we, not me, but collectively we make detailed records of where we place landmines so that there's no question about where they were afterwards. So they can be cleaned up. Unlike certain other countries that just do it haphazardly without a care for what happens later. How did that farmer recover it all without it going off? That's what I want to know. Well, I think Drive answered the question. He just picked it up by hand and stored in his garage. Yeah, they're not just going to go off because you pick something up. I mean, they could. Because they're unstable after all these years. But if you've got... Oh, we're going to be late. I didn't see that coming. We weren't going to be late before. And now we are. If you have unexploded ordnance, and if it's small and you pick it up, generally speaking, it's not going to do anything. If you start banging on it and doing other things, then there's a good chance it's going to go off. At least a fair chance, anyway. Yeah, Lurch, I think so. Probably. Right, small artillery shells. So generally speaking, if the artillery or unexploded bomb didn't go off when it hit the earth after traveling some distance, it was defective, so there's a good chance it's not going to ever go off. You still have to deal with it, though. I remember watching safety videos when I was in the military, reminding, parents, make sure your kids don't just pick up unexploded ordnance, toss it around. Because kids will do that, not understanding the danger. Alvin James is here. So not mines that would trip. No. We found UXB unexploded bombs on training area in Poland. We were using that, cut the training short, needless to say. Yeah. That happens in the U.S. every once in a while too. At former training testing, firing ranges that have been demilitarized and repurposed for civilian use. Every once in a while, something will get missed. Comes up later. Okay, we got 97 kilometers to go, and I got some time to make up. We are right on the cusp of being late, which means any little delay is gonna be a problem. Plus, I still got to maneuver once I get there. So I need to pay attention. It's a shame to have traveled almost 2,500 kilometers. It's going to be over 2,500 kilometers just to be late. So I'm going to speed a little bit, keep it down to 4 kilometers an hour over for the rest of the way if I can. Should be able to avoid a speeding ticket. Actually, I might go a little bit more. What's the trigger point for a speeding ticket? 5 over? Or is it more? 10%? Five. More than 5 or at 5 or more? More than 5. Okay. 5 it is. I've already made up a little bit of time, but I need more. Yeah, I thought we had plenty of time. Lowrider, just curious, are you still driving automatic in both games, or have you set up your new shifter? I am still driving automatic in both games. I really want to get back to manual and American truck. I'm not going to do manual in Euro truck. I'm just totally confused by the shifting patterns. And I just want to enjoy driving. Oh, hey, Bogdan. By the way, welcome to the stream. Let's see. I was gonna do for my shifter. I was gonna do a box opening thingy, and you know what? I need to just hook it up. As we were talking about sea mines, there were about 90,000 sea mines in the ocean between Iceland and Scotland during World War II. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, what's this? That can't be for me, right? This one is. Lurking from beginning. Cool. That flashing because it's going to change? Oh, it is. Well, this must be the docks over there. An awful lot of cranes must be doing stuff. Cool. There's our delivery pin flag. Yes, I'm cutting corners. I'm trying to make up time. And I am. I've got a buffer now. But it doesn't take much to lose that buffer. Like a train. I see it. I remember the first time I had a trailer with these steering axles in the back like this. I came to a depot just like this. Not this one, but one with the same layout. Look at that, no pull-ups. Most of those mines were put in the ocean by the U.S. Navy and British Royal Navy, but some of them were put in the ocean by German Navy. I wouldn't have thought that the U.S. and the U.K. would have been so prevalent with the mines, but rather because most of the surface shipping was convoys between the U.S., North America, and the U.K. I'm going to go over here to this shop, and then we'll get ready to do the runners-up drawings. Let's go! Let's see how much damage we got. Not too bad. Thought about replacing the tires because they're 19% wear. But you don't have to replace them until you get up to around 35, 36 or so. I'm going to sleep till morning. Let's see, 6:25. That should be good. I reverse like a pro. Every once in a while, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. And I'm a nut, so. Thanks. It's at 822 hardcore points and 3.6 stars. Great parking. The steering trailers are a hard one if you are not used to them. Oh, yeah. Took me a while to get used to these. Okay. Let me back out. Go into camera mode. Not that it matters. And I'm going to go to Wheel of Names. I'm going to switch what I'm looking at, or what we are looking at, which will be that right there. Some of you may recognize that truck. I don't need this stream elements thing on for this. And I need my text sheet. So this is the runners up. These are the runners up for July for ATS and Euro Truck. So we'll do Euro Truck first because there's not as many. Actually, I'll have to double check because I think I can't remember if Drive was eligible or not, but I'll put him in here anyway. If he's not, then I will. That's why I do draw multiple names. Because I've only got 7. I need to pull up my OneNote. And of course I didn't. This is July. I knew I'd forgotten something. Apparently, I forgot how to spell July. Okay. So we're going to draw for Euro Truck first. So I'm going to shuffle once, twice, 3 times, and spin. Edward Halverson is here. Welcome to the end of the stream, Edward and Susan. Welcome, guys. Okay, our first one is Shorty. Where'd he go? Right there. That is our primary. Wait. Oh, okay. He has 2 entries in the other one. All right, I'll get back to that later. All right, we're going to do 2 more. So shuffling once, twice, 3 times, spin. Okay. Again, I can't remember because Drive won something recently, but I think it's been a while. Remove those. We'll shuffle once, twice, 3 times, and spin again. Okay, and Tazzy is the 3rd runner-up. First runner-up, second runner-up, 3rd runner-up. Okay. That's crazy. We didn't do as much driving in Euro Truck last month. However, this month we're doing a lot. So now I'm going to do American Truck. ATS Gamer is JJ. He's got 3 names. Can't keep them straight. Okay, we got a whole bunch here. We've got 21 entries. So shuffling once, twice, 3 times, spin. Yo, way low. Okay, we need a second runner up. Once, twice, 3 times, spin. Can't be Shorty again. Oh, Redbeard. I should have took Shorty out of that. For the ATS. I'll just remove him if he comes up again. So shuffling once, twice, 3 times, spin. It can't be Tazzy either, or Shorty. Okay, so I'll just remove him. And who was the other one? Tazzy. Well, actually, no, Tazzy can stay in because he was 3rd runner up in the other one. So shuffling again for the 3rd runner up for ATS. So once, twice, 3 times, spin. I'll get it right yet. Wolf Tank is our third runner-up. So the first runner-up gets first shot. If they don't want to do anything, because that happens sometimes, or if I find out that they actually weren't eligible yet and I mistakenly included them, then I'll have to withdraw that. And I'll be double checking that again. But I already went through it once, so we'll see. And that is that for the run and the runners up drawing. Let me put that back on the game. Back, where'd you go? Igner says we've driven 470,000 kilometers in ETS2 on Truckee and 422,000 on Trucksplit this month. Well, since we're talking about the challenge, and this won't include the run that I just did or any that anybody else did, let me turn the monitor back on. So this is the spreadsheet that I keep track of everything on. And as of before I started the live stream, we have collectively logged 411,000 kilometers and hauled 84,000 kiloton kilometers. That's kilometers times the tons that we hauled. And then we have collectively logged over 110,000 hardcore points. So no one has finished the challenge yet. It's a little early. We've got some people like Susan has gotten as far as Turkey. I think that's the furthest. So she's still got a few to go yet. I mean, still got a couple months. She likes to get them done early. Yeah. Nice work, BTT. So, there we are. So let me get that off of there. Turn that off and go back to the game. And I am going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for riding along with me today. Unfortunately, I will not be back tomorrow because I have to work. But hopefully I will be back on a normal schedule next week. We shall see. But there's a good chance of that. Anywho, that's going to do it. Thanks again. And we will see you next week. I'll try to get a video out sometime in the next couple of days. We'll see. Thanks again.